Yo, yo, yo. Microphone is working. Always be talking. So I need to find one thing. So the first I'm going to put on a side this demo, and then I need to get a chat. YouTube chat going with nobody. Recreating OPAL shader from Unreal's Rivian Demo. So that will be title of that. I hope everyone can hear me well. What do you mean everyone? I'm the only ones watching. Nice one. I didn't stream for a while, so I'm just gonna get this started. Okay, let's get a pure ref and get some copies of this. Okay. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna look at this shader that was in Unreal's Rivian Demo, which I think is beautiful, and we're gonna use Redshift to recreate this particular look. So I don't have Rivian model, and I was looking, and it's like $60 on Sketchfab. So I was like, maybe we can use different car, and we're gonna use new flakes node for recreating this look where it looks 3D and it has sort of depth. It's a sort of parallax effect when you go by it. So we can just have a look. Yeah. So you're gonna grab a couple stills. I really like the colors they use, so I might as well try to replicate those colors. And I'm gonna start by grabbing a couple stills, and then we're gonna go to Redshift and apply this to the car. So I feel like this is good representation of the colors used. So I'll just grab that one, and I have my pure ref here, and I'm just gonna press Ctrl V. And now I'm just gonna move a little bit further. Maybe we'll get that front shot. I don't know if there is any better. Yeah, that was sick transition. Yeah, something like this. So I can even get like something like that. Ctrl V, just next to it. Okay, this should be enough, and we can start building with this. How you guys doing? I can see already some of the people watching. So I have that. I have open window, so I hope the birds are not too loud. Maybe I can close this. So this should be great for referencing how the shader should look. And I'm gonna get rid of this now, and we're gonna go to C4D. And I have this scene that I've posted on Instagram. I was playing with the different types of looks, and so we have this car, and I have the hey, how you doing, Bhavana? How you doing? Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming. I hope you will enjoy this. I was thinking what to do this Friday, because past 2 weeks I wasn't able to stream. There was a lot of things happening, so I couldn't really keep up with my promise. But today we're gonna look at interesting things, and I wanted to do it myself. I haven't tried it, so I'm gonna attempt my best to do it. So So what I was talking about is previously I did use the flakes shader on a wheel. Even if I get out of the camera, we can go closer to that wheel. And so I was using the flakes on the rims themselves, and then I was using the flake on. But this is like really basic use of that flake. But when I was checking the Redshift documentation, yeah, the new flakes now sets to dots instead of Voronoi makes some really nice effects too. Yes, I was actually surprised. I saw the gold shader in Redshift documentation. I'm gonna actually open this up just so we can study it as we go. So have you tried it as well? Like, have you tried to make anything with it? I'm gonna type in flakes shader. Actually, I'm gonna close my window. Just the birds, they go crazy. Couldn't focus. So in the documentation, it was specified here that you are to plug flakes straight to the bump map in the Redshift standard, which is fine. And then there is the way we should use it is basically you can combine it for like a auto shader, like a car shader. You can combine it with reflections and color and metalness. And what interested me was this. So 3D flakes layered with transmissive, which looks very similar to the Rivian shader in the demo. Nice. Miyazaki. This sounds very familiar. Why do I... Oh yeah, Studio Ghibli. That's why I was like, how do I know this? That's the guy. Yep. So what interested me actually was like, wow, so this looks very, very similar to, yeah, Spirited Away. I saw that one. Nice. Send me a couple examples if you have anything you've done with it. That would be awesome. I always love to connect with people. Whenever I'm streaming, we always send each other Instagram and we just connect. So, I love to connect with other people. I usually throughout the week, like I don't have time for like Instagram and make it all good, but keep up with it. I mean, that's what I mean. So I just post a bunch of like of random stuff. But yeah, whenever I make this real connection, I love to get it going. But what do we see here? Like 3D flakes layered with transmissive, which I found super interesting. And this is the setup here, right in the documentation. So that's really good. And we can test it out. And then the next thing that is super good, we also see that if we use outflakes ID through the ramp into the color, then we get, flakes like this. So if we color pick these colors, we might be able to start matching, matching that. So we'll try to kind of come up with the same look, and we'll see how far we get. Oh, nice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's very nice of you. If you post them, definitely let me know. Tag me in there, or send them to me on Insta directly. I would love to see that. So let's go. I'm just gonna keep this on the side, and we're gonna have this car. I'm probably put the camera a little bit closer to that, just so we can judge it a little bit better. So I need to see it, and the way I've did the gradient on the car is essentially, this is the ramp. So you can see the white one on the right and the orange one, and the way it's done, it's because I have the vertex map here, and it's very simple. So it's a vertex attribute goes into the alt input of the ramp, and that goes into color. So this way, it's just the simplest way to actually control the gradient on any object that you have. And why this area light is just inside that car, no idea. So you can push a bit there, and so let's say this is fine. I'm just gonna change my lighting a little bit, because I don't know if the spotlight would be the best to judge, because it's kind of a dramatic lighting where I would much rather just use dome light. So I'll wait. Yeah, that's too strong. Okay, let's say like this, and we're gonna get like a larger area, and I'm gonna remove this material from this, and I have all the metallic part of that card, like all the part put into the connect objects, just so I can just apply one material to it, and I'm not applying anything here and here. So, and also I put it into connect objects just so I can apply linear field and put that ramp there. So, but that's not important right now. We can either use this, we can change this. I'm gonna save this as save project flakes, and we call it Rivian Demo shader. And I'm going to start by picking this color that is in between those flakes. So is this kind of a yeah, I need to check actually my shader as well. Thank you. I'll check it. I actually didn't see that you already posted. Instagram. Yes, can I show them on the stream? Wow, I like it. This is super awesome. Yeah, so this is it. I presume like you just posted 3 minutes ago, so this is really good use of it. And it comes down to, again, like I saw these uses of like using them on these glass shaders. It's getting really busy here. And so I really like this creative use, and that's why I like the flakes shader so much, because oh yes, so now using like alpha as well only. Yeah, that's a cool idea. I have like a fabric levitating and just shade it like that. Probably would render ages. I don't know how actually that opacity reacts like, but I saw some of the gold shader with that dotted pattern, and that looked really good. like what I want to achieve today is this. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Yeah, this looks like what you did here. It's like a painting. Yeah, painterly. So this is very much like I think it's the good palette, good chosen palette. Follow. Yeah, so that's good. I really like that. You know, there seem to be a lot of people loving this node, and I definitely like this the most out of the the new tile node, or what was the brick node. The flakes looks like a lot of fun real quick, and so I want to replicate this. I don't know what they say about step size here. Nice. I want to see I want to see me do that too, because I don't know how to do these things, and then people show up on my stream and they tell me how to do it. That's usually what happens. I always think like, oh, I'm gonna explain something, but it's usually me who's learning. That's the funniest version of that. But okay, so this is control distance, each distance in unit, match, 3D flakes, impact, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what that means. Number of layers is determined by dividing depth value by step size. For example, the depth is 6, then the step size is 6, so that there will be more flakes than when the step size is 3. In general, lower values will result in more flakes, while higher values result in fewer flakes. The step size is 0, larger than with the 3D flow. No 3D flakes are rendered. Okay, using very low step size can have negative impact on render times. Okay, so we need to use all these tags. It seems like we have all the tools to recreate this shader with all the depth. So I'm just gonna maybe I'll start from scratch. That would be the best. That would be the best. I'll remove even the linear field and the vertex, and we'll start completely fresh. Oh, so we have this gray, beautiful car, and yeah, I think something like this. And we're gonna go and create new Redshift standard, apply it to that connect, and I'm just gonna show the node editor. We don't need this anymore, and I keep moving this one. Oh, I've imported. Okay, pardon me if this is taking ages. I need to see the chat as well. Try this node yesterday. The car paint and the effect on bump is really interesting. Afonso, hey, how you doing? How you doing, bud? I'm gonna try this today as well. I think it will be nice. And we're gonna start by taking that color, the base color of that shader. I like this blue greenish. So I think this is pretty much it. And we have two options. So what I did, for example, before, I've created another standard material and put the flakes in it. Do the alpha information, so like alpha opacity, and then apply it as another layer on top of that. So we can either do that, but maybe we can build it inside just one shader, and we can just play with it inside only one. So I'll open the one that we just did before with just this one color, which we did here. And now I'm gonna bring in flakes, and I'm also gonna bring in material layer. And then I'm also going to, what am I gonna do? Another Redshift standard. So standard. Also, nice update in Node, it is the tabs on the top right corner, so you don't need to switch your attributes. Yeah, that's true. I always forget that. I even create like my favorites. The only thing that I would actually do, it was the this is kind of remembers the way I like it, so it's just gonna set it up this way. I would always stay that way, but I think every time I open it, I need to kind of reposition that. So it would be nice if this remembers the settings I set up now. Maybe I need to save it, save the layout like that, and it will remember it. But this is definitely a good addition. I find myself still keep using it rather double click and just typing it in. I find it the fastest for me, or maybe the most convenient. Because the other thing is, like, all the icons are same, so I can't visually just go like, oh, which one is the tiles or ramp? They all look same. So if they would have the specific icons, I think it would be better user experience, where you can just like, that curvature node has like some special icon of a curvature, and you straight away, like, you can visually just tackle that. But like, since it's all the same icons, I'm still not 100% convinced. Where was I? Yeah, so I need to check that. So we can start by that ramp node. I think that was a good start, and it was a really good. What we're gonna do, we're just gonna look into this. We're gonna take the flakes ID. Hey Ryan, oh no, how you doing? So good to see you. Yeah, your work recently so good. You do a lot of X particles, and I love the one with that light beam just going to the sky. Never knew about this node. Actually working in the node editor all day. Glad I stumbled across the live there. Thank you so much. It's good to see you, buddy. Outflakes. So we can see outflakes ID to the ramp will set all these Rivian shaders, and then we put it into the color, and then we have that metal flakes, and we're just gonna layer them on top of each other. So let's do that. I'm just gonna go with outflakes ID, so it's this one, into the ramp. So maybe I should bring the ramp in. So ramp is in, and we're gonna go outflakes ID into the ramp. Alt input, right? Yes. And from that alt input, we're gonna go into the color. And now we need to go to the ramp and set the. Now this is gonna be interesting because we're gonna be creating that. We're gonna be creating this kind of chaos. But let's try do some color picking here, and we can also then. Well, we're gonna do step. We're gonna pick like I want like bright colors here. So let's say this one. Or should I do just like manually? I don't know. This blue one is quite obvious. That's fine. Now, what else is here? Green. This is quite good. Yellow. It's gonna get like a little bit more saturated. stuff in there. I feel like this is nothing like the Rivian shader. I feel like we might gonna have to do it manually. Like, well, I'm gonna just like go into these colors and try to. And the yellow is obviously too much. Green is too much. It's more about the blues. Okay, let's pretend that this is it. Let's pretend that this is the you can see the preview, but it's not gonna be it, but let's pretend. And this goes into color, and now we're gonna layer those. So we have that initial color, we're gonna make that as base material color and plug that back into the surface. And then the other color, that this is our flakes with the ramp going into our color. So this is gonna be layered on top, and we're gonna do base material color. And now our shader will appear here. But the first thing that we need to do is we need to make a more sporadic. I think this is nothing like it. And we also need to make it metallic. And just so we get, like, I really want to get like these kind of gradienty look. So if you're ready for today, it's going to take us a couple hours to figure this out. And you guys need to help me. It's not just me. I don't know. No, we'll figure this out. We'll figure this out. I think we can start by looking into the flakes node and look at all the settings that we have available and try to get something less dense. So let's reduce the density here. Yeah, that's more like it. And also let's change the scale and make like a smaller version of those is the Voronoi. Yeah, maybe like 0.4. I feel like I need to see the whole car for this. Yeah. Hi, how you doing, restless person? Like the new thickness for making it yeah. I know randomizes an impact on the way the map intensity. Oh yeah, so that will like spread it all around. But obviously I need to change that density. Now that I changed the scale, I also need to change the density. And this looks much closer to what we want. Maybe we can do different shades of blue. I can see like there's other types of blue, or maybe that's just the way of the metalness. So there's also this darker blue, so we can kind of mix it up and get some sort of this, and also make this metallic. So if I just pull the metalness to 1, these flakes should be metallic, and this will make a lot of difference. I don't know if we need to make it like this much disco metallic, but we can make it like 0.7, and that should be less kind of, maybe no. Maybe Redshift is just like, hey, sorry, buddy. Or maybe I need to go even less. But we've got that part of. I'm still like interested, like the thickness, how that would work. I would need to layer that in its I didn't even plug that material in that. Seriously. So again, layer color 1. No one told me. We have that base color code, so we can do on top of that base material layer color 1. And then we're gonna go, we can do alpha as a mask. And this will let through the first initial material, which we can then make it metallic. But the thing is, like, we need also that code over it. So I was thinking, like, how do I introduce code? And maybe it's going to be from this shader that I'm layering on top. So if I'm layering like a code, which we can find here, if I do weight, we kind of layer another layer over the car itself. I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit closer, just so we can judge now what is happening on that level of. So you think if I would put it into thickness, then I would be able to distinguish between those different flakes happening on a almost parallax level, or we would create 3 layers of different flakes. So let's say I would create 1 layer of flakes, then the second layer, and these would be parallax. You know, we would do them. I know randomize. Okay, let's go back to the flakes and let's just go through the settings. So we have a seed, randomize, pattern, and then we have that depth, and that will start creating the 3D flakes. So if I do depth of 1, that will do a little bit of, I see something happening there. Maybe I'm just silly. Okay, let's do 15. Extreme measures. And a step size of 1? Nope. Ah, you were talking about OPAL. Yeah. Yeah, so if we would be able to kind of make them thicker, just like that. So step size. Okay, we need to check the manual. Whenever you don't know, just go back to the manual. Did you read the manual? Oh, here it is. I can see it. Well, hello, Telina, how you doing? Afterlina graphic. Awesome tutorials. I am yet to look at the Microsoft type of tutorials you do, and I love it. I always wanted to do those, and you have so many. I was so happy to discover your channel. It was awesome, and you use like a lot of vertex maps, so I'm like, oh, I need to use belts and vertex maps. So it was so good to see your channel. Yeah, I have a lot of things to learn. We're trying to figure how to make this shader from Unreal Rivian Demo. So that will be funny, interesting shader, and I will obviously send it to you when we finish the stream. I will send it to you all just so we can enjoy it. But for that, you guys need to help me to do it. Now, we know everything we need to do. The 3D flakes layered with transmissive. So probably we need to do the setup like we have here. So we have transmissive material would be color 1, and then flakes out normal. Okay, let's do this setup. This setup looks interesting too. This is just transmissive. "3D flakes layered with transmissive." But this looks like this is a base color and this is layered on top. Yeah, I'm so glad you guys came in. Like, you like watch me struggling here, and I like that. I like that. You guys always help me. You watch me struggle for half an hour, and then it will start coming in. So feel free to start rolling the answers. No worries. And I'm just gonna keep going. So there's one version of that. We have a I don't feel we that far. Let me then maybe do less density even. And then more scale. It's like a bigger flakes, less dense. Let's dance. Yes, something like that. And more density. I'm just gonna show you for reference, like what we have here. Like this looks pretty dense, but I just wanna go a little bit less, and then we just gonna up this game. And then the depth parameter was meant to be doing something, but I don't think it does, because the way I've set up 3D flakes, it's just wrong. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to set it up the way they recommend. 3D flakes. So I need to go out normal into the bump. I see. So if I go out normal into the bump map, now I feel like something maybe? Where's the chat? Glass material and flakes alpha goes to metalness. So did you manage to... So glass material, I accessible. Hey Maxim, how you doing? So good to see you. How do you feel, buddy? You feel better? I know you've been sick, or it was just temporary. So good to see you. So glass material and flakes alpha goes to metalness. Gotcha. So we need to have one material for the car, and then we put flakes in its own material as a... Gotcha. So good. Again. Okay. I'm just gonna take all these. Now I'm just gonna take this. This is good. I'm just gonna take this into the new material, which we're gonna be making transmissive material. So turn off the base, turn off the reflections, and turn on transmission. Now we have the glass material, and we're gonna go material layer. A layer, and use it as a base color. Right. That's exactly, I'm following the Redshift manual. So we have that, and now we're gonna do the flakes through another material. Oh, I see. And we plug that. I feel great. I feel it's been a long week, but it's always good to be back on the stream. I always, like 5 minutes before stream, I'm like, I can't do it today. It's just too tired. But then I start streaming, and people show up, and people chat with me, and it's all good. Suddenly the energy's back. Or maybe I ate a lot of sugar before. Maybe that. But overall, I feel good. I've downloaded a couple models, like when you were working on the mixer. So I've downloaded the OP1 model. Super good. I can't wait to do some kind of lighting setups with it. But what I'm doing is this setup, flakes. So restless. Do you think this is what you were talking about? Do you have it set up same way? Transmissive into color, and then this is going to be metallic flakes. So this is going to be our setup here into color. Let's try that. Let's try that. I'm from Czech Republic, from Prague, but I live in Scotland right now, in Edinburgh. So let's try so another standard material, and that will be our metallic flakes, right? So our metallic flakes, we're gonna put that ramp into the color. We're gonna have that metalness there, and we're gonna do also out normal into the bump map. So we have this setup now, and with the material layer, and we're just gonna do the color. I think this is like the same setup we had, it's just the glass on top. Yeah, bump map. So layer 1 color, and then alpha from the flakes. I can't make this nice. Alpha from the flakes goes as a mask to that. So now we have this beautiful beauty. This already looks like a super disco good. Yeah. And then I have this standard material, which I'm gonna put back. So this is just the car. This is just that layer below that. And now if we look into my mess of a setting there, I could layer this. And now this should work. And we need to go and make this happen. This sounds so powerful. Okay, so I feel like we are so close. I'm sorry if this looks messy. I'm just gonna try to make sense of it. So we have a one standard. Let's make them all same size. The second standard layer, and then we have the flakes and ramp. This is kind of weird setups, but okay. So we have this material, and this is layered on top of that. And now we can play with that 3D parameter of the flakes. So if I go into that 3D depth, I can start like changing this. And because this is inside its own material, it should maybe produce some result. But for the best results, let's have a look again on what the manual says. The manual disappeared. Now it's here. I keep moving this around, this reference, but like Pure Ref is super good. Who's using Pure Ref? Who paid for it? No, it's free, but we should send money. It's too good of a program. So this is what I want to achieve, 3D flakes. And 3D flakes shader can be used to create a 3D effect that gives an impression that flakes are layered on top of on top of themselves, complete with parallax. 3D flakes are calculated using ray matching, and the look can be controlled by parameters covered below. 3D flakes in glass example. So the controls of the maximum ray matching depth scene uses, so here is number 20, and this is exactly, so all we need to do is basically depth goes to 20. I simplified it a lot, but let's do this. And now, if I just fly by, I don't see any Maybe. No, nope, not yet. We'll get there. So higher values of 3D flakes to appear to be deeper. Higher values of 3D flakes to appear to be beneath surface of an object, while lower values will limit flakes. So when depth is 0, no 3D flakes are rendered. So basically, we talk about the depth. And sphere used to be examples. Images has 10 unit radius, 20 allows ray level to travel all the way through it. Controls 3D flakes. So step size. So step size is important for creating that. Let's combine this with step size. So we have like step size of 2. Okay, step size of 1. So this is a combo of what we're looking for. 20 is going to be 5 then. So it's a dance between those two, and then we can start slowly seeing. Oh yes, we are there, guys. Like this is it. We are actually doing this. So this is the OPAL shader, and now we just need to come up with the dance between those two numbers. Step size 4, and we're gonna do 1.2, and that's still. I'm just gonna change the size. That's too small. That was actually fine before. Just gonna make it bigger and less dense, so 0.12, and maybe make it even smaller, right? 0.5. I like how they like here, like they kind of, even more broken pieces. This looks like still too nice and uniform. But I can see already that parallax effect. I don't know if it's visible for you too, but I can see this foreground, and then the background is basically happening. So now it has that 3D effect, and all we need to do is basically come up with the way they produce this kind of beautiful metallic opal look, and I think that will. That parallax, yeah, I love that effect actually. So that's actually really interesting. I'm gonna send you out this shader. Like, obviously you can create it yourself, I believe, but I will share this after the stream. So feel free to send me a message. I'll send it to you, or I'll just upload it for free on my Gumroad or somewhere. Okay, so we have this, and we can then randomize, I guess. Or you can randomize only to one. I see. Okay, we can play with this, and so now I have this material too as well that I can control the flakes, how they look, and I can change the reflections, the IOR, and this will obviously impact. Because I have metalness, so it's not gonna impact them. But we can try thin film as well. That would affect the way the metalness works, or we can try plug in different textures, just to kind of affect that look and get even more of that chromatic. So I have a lot of these textures that we can somehow. It is clean galaxy, yeah. I don't know how that card looks even like. Let's look from the far. It's not bad. Let's judge it from the far for a second, and maybe work a little bit more on that shader. On the flakes, I mean, because like to get them right, it's gonna be all the combinations in here. Like it's not gonna be the dots, it's gonna be that Voronoi, and I think we can still go less dense, so we can go 0.1, 0.5. What? 0.05. Yeah, I like that much more. Like the less is more. And now we have the one thing to tackle. It's the correct colors for the ramp. So that will be another thing in conjunction with this. So if I'm going to turn off all the lighting, I'm going to turn off the area light and also the dome light, and just get a regular dome light, just so I get the kind of standard looks, just so we can judge it. I've heard like people, when they make materials, they have like 5 different dome lights that are completely different, or like 5 different light setups, and that material needs to kind of survive all those 5 setups. So when you gonna make a fabric material, it needs to work for that one setup, and then it needs to work for the second setup, same, and that's how you kind of nail them tight. That's like the scene in Lucy when she generates the quantum drive, and it was like the shade that you just made. Oh, I saw actually amazing tutorial about quantum today. It was what was this guy? Tic tac, tac tac. Kak kak kat kat kak. I would need to look through my history. We don't want to do that. No, but I actually saw amazing effect about quantum kind of effect today. But thank you. What do we need to do? It's a little bit more randomization. So I'll see how deep we can go. Also, I feel like the purple here, or the pinky purple, it's kind of strong here, and we can kind of create some sort of combination of that. I don't know if there's any recommendation on what we should do with the gradients. Maybe I could create even different purple, just to kind of break the pattern. Blend, 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 blend. Step. Cactac. I discovered it. Yeah, discover it today. I love it. That confused me even more. I discovered it today as well, and it was super awesome. Thank you so much for telling me. Cactac. This guy is absolutely like. Look at this. Beautiful picture, by the way. It's a leaves. It's a crown of leaves. But look at this. I'm gonna make music for it. This. Ooh. And he uses like a motion blur with like a vector controlled. So pretty good stuff. Redshift. And it's all on his Patreon, so definitely Cactac. Yeah, Vasily. So you know him. Try using smooth blend in RAM instead of constant. You will get more variance. Thank you so much. See, that's what I was talking about. People teaching me. I love that. So where were we? Smooth. I was thinking about it actually, if I should do step or smooth. And because I saw step effector inside, yes, I think that work. I just need to kind of narrow that, the colors like a green. I don't want that often, but I feel like this looks better. Smooth, smooth, smooth. Yes. So we are, again, one step closer. He was partners with Mikhail from Subframe. Oh yeah, so I see Subframe Studios. That makes absolute sense. They are both like so advanced. They just next level C4D people. Like they, I feel like if you learn all these, all the, I know Maxim is always working with MoGraph and working with effectors, and these are super powerful. And I feel like I should take some course on just the effectors and just kind of learn the power of these again. I feel like I'm always jumping to like make things look nice, but I feel that I should go back to the basics and actually learn the effectors again properly. So we have that. That really helped. So thank you, Afonso. That was a 1 point for you because that made it a little more variety. May still be, but they made some moves after the invasion. Vasily just started posting again. Wow, that's so tough. Like, that's so tough. Can't imagine like there's been war. Like we all have fun and stuff, but when there's tanks in your country and it must be so crazy on both sides. Like it must be crazy for both sides. And it's just, and it's been happening for a year already, a year or more. I'm starting to liking the shader. Why don't we save a little? Save it. By the way, my autosave is like, I have autosave to 1 minute. I don't trust anything anymore, but whenever I live stream, like it's going kind of well. I don't want to jinx it, but it's going well. Sorry, drinking. Okay, so I was thinking a little bit. So we're going straight into the bump. I'm just gonna get close again. And maybe get like a larger portion of that shader and get that light bumped a little. Wow. We did so well. So we have a Rivian shader, and now we need to bring that metalness almost, which is gonna be tough. And I almost feel like it's gonna be hardcore tough, but maybe not. Exactly. How do you even create new C4D nodes? Right? So Mikhail, like, I saw his, he does a lot of the new nodes, the systems in C4D, and that's some crazy good stuff. I feel like that's another layer of learnings. I don't know how people can learn so much. I need another year of just like being in a cave and just keep learning stuff. But these streams helps. Like I always learn here a lot. So also on your reference photo, you can notice inside the flakes some variance. And for that, you can multiply some maxo noise in the color layer and use flakes as a mask. That sounds so good. I changed sides and went back to Octane after 2 years of Redshift. No way, you just kind of left us here alone, buddy. But Octane is like super fast, right? It's faster. It's faster. And then it breaks. No, I've heard it's not breaking anymore, and I have no experience with Octane. I should have tried it. It's just I went so heavily on Redshift that I feel like it's so hard to go now in Octane. I'm already like diversifying all my knowledge, and the time is the most difficult. So let's not waste any more of that time, and let's do the flakes then. So we have a ramp going into there, and we can layer. So let's read it again. Also, your reference photo, you can do this that you can multiply some maxo noise in a color layer. So let's do color layer, and we can go from ramp as a base color, and bam, and then maxo noise, and maybe take this ramp again. What did I do? I need to layer first. General ramp. Oh, this is cool shader as well. Wait for it. We're gonna make a whole new car. The Redshift render view told me it's too slow. I knew it. Like a lot of people say like Redshift has problems. I like the company, like how they like doing so well, and then like the Redshift team is amazing. But I think it started with NVIDIA bug slowing down Redshift, and because Redshift can't do anything about it, because the NVIDIA needs to fix the driver, it's bugging a lot of people. A lot of people like, hey, why it's too slow? So I like that actually. What is happening here? We can try noise. And then we multiply. Ooh, midnight sky. This is so good. It's so good. And I didn't even do it so well. But it's already, we're getting another interesting. I should keep saving, like save. I was just gonna keep saving those versions as we progress, and then I'll make it into like a pack of, you know, Midnight Rivian car shader pack. So when they fix all the bugs, I come back to Redshift. So never. You never come back then. They will never fix those. No, I've heard like some people even like gave up. They like, oh, I don't think this will ever get fixed, because NVIDIA, if they could fix it, they would already do it. But it's been a year and no one still fixed it. Make the noise scale like 0.1. Noise scale. Where is my dude? Oh yeah. Dude. Why you so good? Why you so good? We need to bring a little bit of that yellow, but like how now it's that the pattern is break. So I really like where we heading, because like seriously, do you think if I just increase the level, yeah, we're getting it. Ooh, save. Ah, yes. This is gonna be crazy, car shader. Just need to make new Redshift 4 from scratch. Yeah, the same. What the After Effects they should do. They should just rebuild. They should just like delete and write it like from scratch. There's already so many plugins into it, and I don't know if it must be too difficult to kind of redo the, we always complain on our level like, I hate Adobe, but then you just like, it must be so difficult to actually, make that. Maybe GPT can help them reprogram. GPT can like find bugs. Like GPT is like, give me 30 seconds. I'll look at the whole program. Yeah. I have 3 solutions. So that will be one of the things. I really like it. I don't want to do anything to it because I feel like it's beautiful. So now, Afonso, you are the man. You really did all the work here. So we should thank you, because I'm sending you guys this shader later. This is going to be some killer shader. Wow. Now it's going to be all about the lighting to get that correct. But what if we're going to make it even more spicy? That rim with the flakes as well. This looks really good. Wow. We can just obviously keep layering noises. I don't know how far we can go. GPT master. Exactly. What if I just like do another layer of the noise and hello, and then go to color layer, enable. Ooh, that's too much. And then multiply again. Yeah, that make it too dark. That's too spicy. I think at this point, I lost it completely. Don't leave me. Turn off the layer. Perfect. And Stefan and Alfonso, danke, thank you, gracias. Hey, yeah, I think it was all him. I was just doing like what he told me. So I'm uploading this shader as soon as we finish the stream. I'm uploading it for everybody, and we can all post our cars tomorrow. But let's go into more metallic Wonderland. We can either go and look at that depth setting, so we can try even play more with if we because now when we dial the look, I feel like we should play a little bit more again to get that kind of dense look. So if I'm gonna go scale, it's too big, so I'm just gonna go 0.45, even less than before, and I'm just gonna go density again 0.08, and that will give us a little bit more. Maybe 0.1 was like the closest, and maybe we can introduce some of the darker colors right into the gradient. So if I look at that original color that we use here, we can copy that over. How do I copy it? I can just right click the color here, copy, go back and paste. and paste here. I love it. These smileys on the YouTube are much better than anywhere else. I'm going to take a shower. I don't know when you guys stop stream. Otherwise, have a good night. Man, shower's the best. I always miss the Friday showers. I need to get refreshed too. But I think we're streaming until we get this done. Because all I see is this unfinished business with the golden flakes here, kind of still missing in the mix. And I need to get that more orangey look. So if what I see here is much more. I'm going to do a little bit of orange and yellow. Yeah, maybe I should have used some kind of palette. Thank you. I think it's super fun sesh because I'm having a lot of fun today. I didn't even know like how this is gonna go like, but I was just super amazed. And there's always number one rule, like always be talking. ABT, always be talking. Because before, my friend told me, for example, that I was on a stream, and because I was so focused, I was like doing some shader, and I wasn't talking for like 3 minutes, and he's like came into stream like, oh, this is not working. So he just left. And so I've learned like number one rule, like even when you just talking bullshit, you want to keep talking, because then you just cannot let people know, oh yeah, we actually live streaming and stuff is happening. So it's the one thing I'm trying to kind of learn from each stream, what I should do better. Like when I'm talking to you and I need to look at the camera, and all these things I didn't do before. That was super fun. But the funniest is the always that people actually teach me how to do stuff, and I enjoy this the most, because that's I started these streams originally as like I will be teaching people, but it actually turned out I'm so bad that people always needed to show me. But I love that. So I feel like this is still too yellow, and we could go maybe darker. Okay. And then we have this alpha information. I feel like if we break the alpha information with, how's the alpha even look like? How can I check the alpha? It's basically all the in-between stuff, right? So I think if I could break the alpha information with noise, if I just plug this in, because thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Like I'm doing it today, and I'm gonna do it even in the future, because it's obviously creating more conversation between the people. I love that. It makes so much difference. So I was thinking, like, we did the trick with max on noise on the color layer. Can we do the same thing with max on noise on the alpha? I think it will be probably super heavy, but we could break it even further, make it make those shapes maybe even more not so uniform, I would say. And the other thing I wanted to fix as well, just go and check that depth parameter, and we can check that parallax even more. So if I'm gonna go 5 or 3, and then we go close to it, where's the parallax gone? Oh yeah, it's still there. It's still there. It's still really there. So there's gonna be some close-up action on these, definitely. One personal question. Love that. I'm ready. You tell me. Are you freelancer? I work for the company as a contractor. So technically I'm freelancer, but I work for them on a monthly basis as a full-time. So I'm still on a contract, which is basically like freelancing. So it's not. I'm a full-time employee there, but yeah, a whole week I work for one company, one and only. So technically, it's kind of in the middle, I would say. Are you freelancer? Did you see that course from Daniel Danielson? It's for like 3D freelancers. I always wanted to get that one. That looks like a super good value. Oh, we never got that metalness even in? Or did I remove that? Are you joking? I thought we dialed it in before already. Wow. I feel like it's like too dark, obviously. But it's there. The Rivian Demo is coming. I can see some of the good shades. Like this is still IPR. I think like it will be looking way better on once it's rendered. But I can see already it's like some of the flakes, like this one, when it's turning, they kind of keep changing because it's like there's that noise from Afonso, noise from you, and so that parallax is looking good. It's gonna be a lot of dialing. So alpha flakes in metalness. Wait a second, so I'm doing it still wrong? What happened here? That color goes there. Oh, I see, this is the transmission one. Never mind me, this is not even on. So that's why I was so confused. I'm like, hey, metalness should be here. So I was changing the completely different. I was changing that glass material, and I'm like, why this is no metalness there? But it's interesting because then we can create some sort of mix in between those two. Put alpha flakes into the metalness and so alpha into this one. Wait, I need to do parallaxing. Into this one. Wow, I love that parallax though. This is gonna be really nice. Okay, so now I was too focused. So I think I haven't done it right. Like if you mean like alpha into the metalness, was this what you meant? I didn't see any drastic change, but maybe this is how it's correctly plugged. Let's have a look into the car from like a... Wow. I wish we could randomize more of that look. We can probably stack more of those, so we can have a couple of the large ones. So let's create copy. I'm gonna create another incremental version of this, and we gonna copy this material, Rivian flakes. Okay, it's too many. Delete unused. Okie, still too many, but that's fine. And so we have a Rivian flakes, and we can do copy of that, and then have one large and have one small, right? And we can stack them. You can duplicate flakes shader and just make it smaller and add it to color layer. That's also idea. So maybe we don't need to. So if I duplicate the flakes and add it to color layer like we did the same way. So I'll duplicate it with the RAM as well. And yeah, again, Afonso, and also dispersion will change colors, I think. Together with metalness, is it works for the... Oh yeah, because we have the transmission. You guys just like dropping such bombs. I think like this is dispersion from the glass effect, and that will affect the refractions through that. So we might gonna see that with a better lighting setup, but I'm just gonna already like turn them on. You can see this should definitely do some magic there, and the more we can like spice it up, I would say, the better. So we have the flakes into the color layer, and then we have the max and noise layered, and then I can put the layer 2 as a color mask. I just don't want to make it a chaos, but I won't. I keep saving iterations. So the thing is about dispersion is that it's heavy to compute. A thin layer is faster in this case. So we can also use thin layer. I would use all of it. Like we need to get that OPAL going. You can try overlay as opacity blend mode on flakes. You can try overlay. Wait a second, one by one. So, dispersion, done. And then we have a flakes. I'm just gonna increase the scale. And I need to turn them on. Right? You can overlay as opacity blend mode. Opacity. I'm struggling here. My brain is fried. This is a long week, but worry not. We'll get there. So color layer, it's plugged in. I don't see any change in that flake node. Is it Redshift? It's me. I feel like Redshift is struggling. I think Redshift died. And let's save this. Let's save this. Even my mouse is just let's save this. Turn this off. No. And we're going to do it again. So I'm just going to try to turn off as many windows as I can. And we're going to turn on the Redshift. So this is exactly why Access left Redshift. He's like, Redshift is just, I can't trust it. So I don't know, maybe Octane will please him better. But thank you so much for such a good idea. So really good ideas. Dispersion will change colors. That's something that we need to definitely test because of we using that transmission material. So that will affect how the colors will react. And then we can have a thin film, which is very much looking like something that's happening over here. So thin film node could produce. Even though my experience with thin film, it does a lot of like overall effect, you know, whenever I use it, I probably use it wrong, as you can see, but whenever you're using, I feel like I'm achieving effects like a rose gold across the whole thing. And so, but yeah, I need to use color layer more and also keep layering with noises because that's a really powerful technique. So what did I do? Oh my goodness. So Rivian Demo shader, we are back. Redshift. Do you? That's awesome. I just kind of ended up using, you mean the wallpaper? I just love that one because it's like soothing to my eyes. Nothing too punchy because I keep staring to this monitor all day. So we're back and Redshift seems to be responding again. Let's check the parallax again. Oh, it's still beautiful. So we have the parallax going on. And now I need to enter the dungeon because we have waiting for us. Oh, we don't. It didn't save, which is strange because I did save it. Maybe Redshift really crashed or something. So we have another flakes here. So we have flakes here. I'm just going to make them straight away small. So this is going to be our flakes small. We'll name it just so you can go through it. Or you're building your own at the same time as we speak. What are you guys doing even? You guys working in your own on your own opals there? I'll be interested like when you watch the streams, what you working on. I know Restless for sure is working on something or is rendering something. Alfonso is going to be texturing something. It's really good at texturing. Ryan is making some new thing in X particles for sure. Havana. What you be doing? You playing with that flakes shader as well. Yeah, and I working on a car as well as listening. It's very kind of you. I was thinking like what people doing, and it's so amazing to me that you guys working on your stuff and as well helping me to achieve my shaders. Knotting ropes. So you're creating like some kind of a knotting spline sequence with paracords. I really love those new shaders from Grayscale. So, color layer into color. We've got that sorted. Flakes. Actually, now I want to do flakes small on top, flakes large on the bottom. Let's say. So flakes. I don't know how to say flakes. Turn this off for now, and I'm just gonna dial this into like a really big ones, and really like wow, this is still so nice. And we make them a little bigger. Shall we say like 0.6? So these are our large ones, and then we're gonna go flakes small. We'll layer them on top. We're gonna use our color 2. I'm gonna turn this on now, and nothing's there. And we can use normal. No. We can use a top and multiply. Wow, these modes as well, like they can bring a lot of, but I need to figure what oh yeah, so overlay, and then an overlay mode over. Just gonna layer this like that, just so we see what's happening. So we have a flakes large, then we have the noise that is breaking up the pattern, and then we have the flakes small. Have you seen Thanos Flower series on Patreon? So good, and he's way technical in, like he's really good in X Particles. Like he works as a creative director for Apple, so that speaks a lot. I feel like yeah, X Particles are really powerful. Like even he's been mentioning like, you know, often you don't need to reach for Houdini. He's doing a lot of stuff in X Particles if he can, and that makes me really happy because I like X Particles actually, but I don't even know how to layer this flake small, so it's gonna be another problem for me. No, we got it. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. My apologies. I just keep sometimes reading chat. So sometimes I'm going to be talking stuff because I use that rule, always be talking. So if I read something and it doesn't belong to me, it happens. And if I use material layer, if I just kind of, what if I layer it? But it should be possible to layer it with color layer. I see, but I just don't understand why the flake's small. So there is tutorial about how to do this shader in Unreal. Wow, I should have watched it first. But I love to struggle. So how is this? How it's done in Octane? I don't even know how. Okay. What am I gonna do? I feel like this is whole unit. This should give us even more. This create interesting depth effect as well. So some of them, they look like they are deeper, which you could layer on top. So there is a material layer, so you can put glass material on top of the metal and it's look realistic. You need to try. So with the C4D's new diamond cloud engineering point with the expect release to the leapfrog XP cover 80%. So 2024 could be, yes. So there's a material layer, so you can put glass material on top of metal, and it looks realistic. So yeah, that's exactly what I was hoping. So I was creating this metal material, and then I put the glass on top of it. Even like the refraction could be playing like a big part on how this is reacting, but so far no luck. I just need to go to those flakes again. I seem to be like unable to layer those on top of that. Disaster Master. Oh yeah, Redshift. Redshift kind of died on me again. Yeah, send me. That would be awesome. Send me live on stream. This is the way. This is the way. You guys watch The Mandalorian? I love that series, seriously. I love it so much. So I'm gonna reverse back to where I was before. If Afonso send me that. Layer 1 color, and so just gonna reverse back to that. Come on, Redshift, you can do it, my buddy. So it's gonna change that lighting again. So I'm gonna render it for a second, just so we wait for this. And then I'm gonna judge it again. I'm just gonna drink a little. Yeah, that looks a little bit plasticky. I think one of the things that we could definitely do here is to try that thin film on those flakes, and also having coat over that whole material. I'll be interested to see how that is looking. That is immediately like a difference. I can see straight away that looks more like a car shader, and creating more separation between the furthest flake and then the nearest flake. So it will even help that parallax effect, where we now see that this is really happening deep inside. I love that. It's just one node. One node. That's all the beauty. Wow. So, and obviously we need Afonso. So this is really good. And I think it's about playing with that noise, noise as well. This looks really good. I'm just gonna render this out. We'll have a look. Like, this is obviously way more busy than this what we have here, but I kind of like this look. Like, I don't need this exact. I need this though. I need that metalness. I need to bring in that. I love these kind of gradient, like purple, orange, yellow, all these like. But wow, this is already. If we can control the shape somehow, I almost feel like I want to scatter on top of that car and then just cover it with glass. My goldfish there, I love it. You have a goldfish, and goldfish getting a treatment as well. No way. I love that. Is this for real? I want a goldfish now. I will shade the no. So what changed basically was the code layer. what basically changed was this. We went into this transmission shader and introduced code. This is already looking pretty good. I'm gonna save this into my daily renders. JPEG. OPAL shader 0.1 and onto the version 2. So how do I layer then? I seem to be, just my brain is fried. It's on a Friday. So I seem to be not understanding why I cannot layer these. What if I just duplicate the material and do another layer? We can stack all the way 6 materials. I think that's the maximum. That's the maximum amount of materials on top of each other, right? So if I just duplicate this material, or I have that small Rivian, and then this is the large Rivian applied, and if I didn't even use that one. So okay, if I click on that small and use the dispersion here, turn it on again. Yeah, Redshift just like, sorry buddy. If I do just like really low. I think this is looking really cool. We've gotten a lot of reflections. I don't think it needs to be that reflective. I think it's the IOR of that code. So it can be more like that. Let's get 1.3. Yeah. Hey Stepan, you may have already covered this, but have you adjusted a distance behavior of your flake nodes? Yes. So the flake node is the way it was done. It was the depth was the number 3, and the step size was 1.2. That's what worked for me. I think it's a combination of those two numbers that creates that variation of like you can increase, and they will obviously mess with the effect, but then this created some kind of a nice depth, and we can introduce more, can always bring in more, but the way I want to do it is actually have maybe large ones and then overlay smaller ones on top of it. So okay, let's pretend. So this is the large one. So let's actually go into that node editor. By the way, if I double click the material, I would love for the node editor to open. I don't understand why this is not happening. It's only me probably that want this feature. What do you mean done? You've done it? You've done the material, or you like what's happening here? I just keep smiling. But Afonso figured it out. Or how are you gonna send it to me? Nice. You can send it to me. Like people tried to send me something in the chat last time and it didn't work. I can't see the link for some reason or some. You can send it to me on Discord maybe or somewhere. I'm gonna try open Discord. And so we have that. We have that really close. I'm just gonna save another version, save incremental. So we have, like, we are so close. And Afonso is, I've posted the link in the chat, but maybe YouTube doesn't like it. I'll send it through Discord or Insta. Thank you so much. Yeah, last time we tried to send some links. Like, I know some people were sending like images and screenshots, and I just can't see it. It's kind of YouTube's way of protecting me if someone like sending a link with the virus or something. So I should turn on my Insta as well, probably. Do you guys have the same name on Insta? Afonso Soares EXR. Oh, I see. I remember. Follow back. Follow back. Nice. Wow, Ferrero Rocher. Why are you doing this to me? So nice. And then Java 3D I have already. Good stuff. So I always love to connect with people throughout the I'm just gonna make this flakes a bit larger, 0.6. Yeah, I feel like that would work. Even more, maybe 0.75. It's pretty big, but some of the examples are pretty big there too. I feel like it's still not bad. You can make it more sporadic. 0.9. 1.3. Send it to Discord. Gotcha. Maji, waving to you and saving. Download ready when you are. Thank you so much. This is so kind. Saving, just so we prevent any crashes. And we open this one. And this is your car shader. Wow, wait a second. What is happening here? This is no ordinary. You know how to use color layers. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I need to go back to that. But let's then check how to layer these properly. You also make it look so nice. This is how it should look like. You know, not my mess. This is how you present the nodes. So, how long you been working in Redshift, Afonso? Mr. Suarez. So small flakes. Let's turn on the brain again. Small flakes. 1.5 years. Oh, so good. Small flakes. I'm about the same. 1.5 years. But I need to catch up on them texturing nodes. Small flakes go into. What do you mean mask ramp? Do you think I should copy that setup over straight away? I see. Okay, so you can copy and paste nodes. I think I will do it. I'll just have it there, and then I'm kind of, because I don't want to lose that. Like I think we got something nice going on here. I need to fix that shape of the noise as well, but I think we've got it going pretty well. I'm just gonna go back to that, but I'll copy your node setups because that look at my mess compared to yours. Just my disaster mess. It's like Afonso and Stepan. Both 1.5 years in Redshift. But me, I'm embracing the chaos. So what we've done already, it's probably the ramp into color layer. So we did the flakes large. And then we have the ramp. Okay, I see. So you're using mask ramp. This is breaking my head. Because like it makes sense, but you don't use any noise in this setup. You're using ramp instead of noise. So you replace your color lamp and flakes by mine. Yeah, well, let's do that. It will look better. It's prettier for sure. So layer 1 color, and then we go from a small flakes. So now we have a bigger ones and a smaller ones. Right? And then the bigger ones, I can change the ramp here. And there's the ramp for the big ones. I love that. Thank you so much. So now back to the ramp here. Was it? No. This is the noise ramp. So alt input. Did I break it again? Yeah, that was going to layer color. You good, Stefan. You got this. You got this. You got this, my G. So alt input, and that goes into color, layer color 2 into color. Bam. And now we have our right? And then same for this one. Ramp. You need to apologize. I'm so sorry for being so hypnotized. I'm just trying to figure if the Redshift is just playing me, because I think Redshift is not updating. Thank you so much, Afonso, by the way. It just replaced the color ramp flakes by mine. I would add some noise as well, but haven't done that in the example. So I see, so that would help us additionally as well, like the examples we did here. We would just kind of overlay it with some noise. So then again, I would go into layer 3. I think Redshift just died, right? Firstly, I need to enable. Oh, wait. Okay, I'm gonna save this. Save as an incremental. So that's number 4. I'm gonna turn off flakes shader stack. That's Afonso one. So that's fine. We're gonna keep the original. And I'm just gonna have to restart again. The classic move. The classic move. It's the Redshift move. So launching C40 again. So if we are able now to separate the large one and the small one, we can create those larger pieces, and then we can do like little tiny pieces. I just feel like these shapes are way nicer than the Voronoi we are getting. Because the Voronoi in the flake node, they're nice, but they are too perfect, if you know what I mean. So we might be able to break it with more noise to make it more kind of chaotic like this. I really like that look. Oh yeah, just so we dial that that look from before. I see. We need to keep in mind, we need to go from that flakes into the bump map, that creating that 3D effect. So now we have that 3D going on. But I'm not able, why I keep seeing those yellows? Like, do you think it's because of the ramp is now, it's read differently? That's so strange. Don't tell me that I can't make it work. Like, this setup looks way better than mine, but I'm just not able. I've plugged my own ramp into it. So I need to plug my own flake settings into it as well, right? Out flakes ID into the ramp. And out flakes ID into the ramp. So now I've replaced essentially the one that you were doing, and now I'm just gonna do bump map. And we are getting there. Yes, I also go directly into bump map. I would pass it through a bump node first to change the intensity. Actually, we can't do that because the Redshift manual states, I think, if I remember correctly, maybe it's possible, but the Redshift manual says that you should plug it straight in. So it was, I think it was here first that connect the out normal flakes shade directly to bump input and material or bump blender. Do not plug a flakes into bump node the way you would do texture. The image below illustrates the correct way to connect. So it's either bump map, like a layering with noise, which we could do actually. This is maybe the setup we are looking for. So Afonso, you may be onto something, because this is definitely not doable like to going through bump mode, but we could layer with max on noise, and this could give us that chaos look. But maybe that's just me dreaming. What do you guys think? Like maybe that is possible, but maybe we could actually get that. Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff. So we're gonna try that. So I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit first, because I need to get back to that look we had before. So I'm still have some work to do. So I don't know about the mask ramp. Can I still use it if I do flake ID into the alt input, right? And then flakes ID into the alt input, right? Did I do it correctly? Why my car is different? I did something. Or maybe, oh, this is the color. Is the colors here? I see. Because that's the way that we could. If I do just black. Nice. What I like, we've got it now. We have those big ones, and we have also the small ones, and that looks much better. So once we able like dial back in, the only my problem is I'm now, because my brain is mashed potatoes, I can't be getting that look back, but we'll get there. I feel like I should get rid of this BG color and get back to that. Oh, how did we do it before? Oh yeah, we're getting that shader from the layer below it. So we have that metallic shader here. And you found a way how to do it all in one shader, right? I'm still using the metalness here though. So I feel like what I want to do is just use your setup. I'm just gonna make it larger just so we're not looking, we just keep staring at these smalls. So basically Octane has option for just not just stack materials, but different types of blending, like overlay, add. So in Octane, it's easier to just kind of create that. Just crush my ball. So Octane is basically easier to manipulate. Like a lot of people claims like it's so much faster to achieve that thing, but I think my problem is like I just don't think in a way like you know, when you work with color layers all the time, like you probably it works the same, because it feels to me like there's thousands of options. You know, like you have like these all the blend modes, and then have overlay modes, which I don't even know, like dest out, destination over, direction over, clear, XOR. No idea. Much to learn. But we need to overlay the max noise for sure. So I'm just gonna plug this back in, and it's gonna be layer 3 into color, and then we enable layer 3, and then put it as a multiply. Right. I'm gonna make it less liquidy as well. But I feel like I lost that. Lost that shader. Like I can't seem to be coming back from that look. But I think I now know what I need to do. If I look at the colors here, and then there's a mask ramp. It's a mask ramp. So color layer as a okay, I'm gonna try to come back to that shader. Just gonna save this. Let me try to do this with the shader that we've already established that it's looking similar. And now I'm gonna try to do the Afonso, but within this shader that is already working. So yeah, I need to learn it. I feel like I need to learn it first, because your technique looks like how it's supposed to be done. And my chaos is looking like this is not how it's supposed to be done, but it works. And I'll try to replicate this the way you did it. So instead of just making the flakes larger, I'll have one here, and then I overlay with this maximum noise later. So what I did before, I was just overlaying like that, but I'm just gonna duplicate this flakes, small and large, and layer color, and then the alpha out as a mask for the layer. Is it? This is mind-boggling stuff, but so cool. I'm just gonna layer 2 do as a overlay. No, add. Increase the density. It's like I'm overlaying on top of that color layer. So if this is gonna be like normal, this is so mind tripping. Yeah. So this makes much more sense. Like the Afonso way is much more sensible. But if I look into that shader, I would need to fix the color. So I would need if I go ramp into the color. Yeah, got it. So now I have the first one. So this would be the first layer. Come on, we got this. We got this. Dome light. You need to chill out a little bit because it's too much light there. Wow, it's almost no light. Okay, that still works. I just need to fix those gradients. So I got rid of that BG color. It doesn't react to my, okay, Control X. And if I turn off the layer 2 for now, layer 3, I see. Oh, this is the toughy one. I feel like I wanna see that. I wanna see that Unreal tutorial as well. That could maybe help me to see how they did it. I found Unreal materials kind of nice. I find them very similar to what is happening in Redshift, but I've did like really just like very basic overlaying of materials. But it would be interesting. One thing you can try is solo node of my mask ramp and understand how it's affecting the mask input. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Where were we? Even your beautiful setup, I made it into a mess. I think Redshift died on me again. Oh yeah. I feel like it works in terms of I need to combine yours and my look and your system of layering the flakes. I feel like my brain is just now like, no, dude, you can't. I am sleeping. So I never tried Unreal, but it must be so cool. Yeah, that's true. We can try to make it in Unreal I've tried Unreal like 3 times. Yeah, pretty much. My brain is fried, right? So, like my chaos looks kind of nice. I even now I just kind of ruined it even more. So now, how do I fix this? That's why I did so many iterations that we can come back to it. But you can see that basically I was layering another flakes. This is so difficult as well. Like the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm lost in it. It's always sometimes the best thing for me is to start from scratch, like to start again and just think about the whole thing from the beginning. The beginning, the beginning, the beginning, from the whole thing from the beginning, dinging. You agree? We'll start from the beginning. 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 Okay, so recenter. Hello everybody, welcome to this video. Today we're gonna do, wait, let's straight away do the incrementals. I'm just gonna use this incremental 6 as my starter point. Bam. Maybe I can keep this one. I think we've nailed that metalness color. And let's have a look. Is it this one? Oh no, I deleted too many. I think I need to chill out. Maybe I don't need the wheel, I don't need the flakes. Let's start in the clean slate. We're having the car. We don't need this awesome lighting. We'll keep it very simple. Perhaps try different HDRI to inspect where the all shader is not. Yeah, I think we can definitely like have a look in different types of setups. So it's an interesting point. And we'll keep this shader. I will create like a packs of multiple shaders. I think we can go in even back to 2. So this is where we were like discussing that parallaxing. And we have that dome light. I can put the texture. Wow. I like this. Can keep rotating. and we can have a look into the plus library for different kind of dome lights. We can try the metallic as well. I have some PG skies as well. Can try those. Those are super bright. Yeah, the oldest shader, it was the most basic. So far, it's working. It's going to delete the saturation and take the gamma to 0.7. Rotate it. Maybe put some different material on the background, just so it's not white. Maybe we can do that opal blue. That's not the one. Yeah, I think I need to go back to this one and just go from here again. Just from number 2. Do the incremental. By the way, save this material into the library. Let's create a new category, car shaders. Let's call it HKA car shaders. I'll be stealing that Afonso shader there. No, thank you so much for all the help, guys. And I'll just take those flakes there. And large Rivian flakes. Just so we have that saved. Anything can happen. You never know. You never know. But thank you, Bhavana, as well. If I read it correctly. I'm sorry if I butchered the name. Yeah? Can I keep yours? I will keep the shader. No, I think what I'm gonna do tomorrow, I will sit down on it and I'll keep working on it more. Should I stream as well tomorrow? I just kind of commit like on the Fridays, but I feel like I could stream more often. If you guys keep coming and joke with me, then I'm good to do it. So the way I wanted to do it is actually we can stack 1, 2, 4 more materials. So if this would be the large ones originally, I know it's like a hacky solution, but essentially we have the really tiny ones, large ones, something like this. It's probably too big. It's probably yeah. And then we'll copy that material. So it's this one on top. And if I open it up, if I change the flake size now, we're getting that same. And that would basically be hacky solution to this. I should learn how to layer it properly in one material. Nice. I will then stream again. I love that. But this way, we've kind of achieved that material overlay. Obviously, there's the things to fix with the noise being too liquidy here. So I can go here into the first flakes material, maybe make it a little bit smaller, just a tad smaller. Just a tad smaller, flaky flake. And yeah, that would work as well. And max the noise. And I'm just gonna decrease that noise amount until we get something just more sensible, not too liquidy. So I like this one. Like, this is a kind of a gradient look that we are and we were after. I don't like this white one, so I don't know where is this coming from. Where is this coming from? Oh, it's from this one. Let's see. So I think if I blend it into the purple one, that will make it. I feel like I'm on the right track again. You know, when you're like detective and you're like, I've got a lead. This is good. So I've got something. So I feel like I'm going back again. Those second ones are too small, but we fixed that noise. We fixed those white ones. Maybe this one's too bright. That's fine. Maybe one more blue ones. And then we address this one as we address the smaller ones, and we're just gonna have a look how many. We increase the scale a little. I just took a reference here. Increase the density there. Wow, I really like that. This is not too far off from what we've been trying to achieve, but there's a couple things I've missed because we went back to the version 2, which is now version 7. It's already creating a mess for myself. Well, I'm thinking we still can introduce more stuff because we can still do that code that gave us another layer of good look, because I don't think on this one we've got it. So if I go into that material, yeah, it's not an. But because we're stacking, now it's creating some weird reflection. Maybe we're gonna introduce it on the first one. Nope. Code is not available now because we're stacking materials. So each option has its limitations. But I'm happy. This looks nice. Should I upload the material today already, or should... Wow. Wow. That's not bad. What do you guys think? Like, tell me honestly, what do you think? Maji, Afonso, thank you so much. You helped me so much through making his shader with all the tips. Let's render this for a second. I'm gonna drink something. We'll render this and we'll figure this. I think for today it's done. But let's do tomorrow another. Wow, what a fast render. It was just the background. And didn't touch the emission slider yet. You're right. Restless always get me. So I really like it. Like, I don't want to jump too soon, but yes, save project. Save project Rivian Demo shader. Second iteration round. It's 3 p.m. here, Silicon Valley. Time for a bike ride. Thank you so much for coming, Bhavana. I really love you guys hang out with me. Enjoy the bike ride and say hello to the goldfish. I really love the way you said it and you taking care of your goldfish. I love that. And we'll speak later. We are connected on Insta. We are connected on Insta. I'm gonna stay on couple more minutes. I'll try to jam a little bit more, but I don't know how long I will survive because I feel like my brain is already okay. I don't think we need those flakes on the wheels too. Let's keep it clean, simple. Okay. So we can introduce code like this and maybe reduce the glare. So we have that code, maybe 1.3. Yes. that gives more depth in terms of like it looks again like it has that depth inside. We look at the parallax, that works really well too. So I'm quite interested in to see some animation of the close-ups. So only thing, this looks really good. Only thing I would fix there, as rest, let's say emission could be good, but I would fix that Voronoi shape as well. And that's gonna be layering with noise, which I don't want to even go into these now. But what we can try actually is that wait, don't do emission here. Go into the small ones. So these are the small ones. Small Rivian flakes. I'll delete these, just confuse me. And we have that. So we have the transmission shader, and then we have the flakes. And the flakes themselves, we can, instead of color, we can go to the emission color. Which then will create more reflective, because it's all metallic. So it can create, like, I see something. Do I? Yeah. So this is definitely interesting. And it was a bit cloudy glass. That's an interesting point as well. So we can try that on the level here. We can increase the roughness a bit. It needs to be, if I go inside and have this, because that cloudiness will then introduce flake like this, so even more depth, like a small bump on top as well, which will create more refractions. I see those changes. So there's more depth to it when you introduce like a extra roughness to the glass. But because we're having a coat on as well, which then creates the, so we can introduce a bump to the coat, which will then I'm having so many layers on top of layers. So do you think like the small bump would work on then if we would introduce it to the code? Because I have a code here on top of everything. There's this code. Yeah, I know. It's like that gel, like I know exactly what you mean. It has that feeling. So the other thing is, it's like a plasticky, soft overlay. But what if I create another material that I then put on top of all of those, and then make it transparent, or make it subsurface. Nope. Some of the materials are really hard to judge as well. Like when sometimes you feel like you need to render, or we can do just focus render on one part. Just so we're not spending ages here. I think like SSS and like several transmission layers, code, and all the flakes. My Redshift is like, no man, no more of this experimenting. Yeah, the SSS is no. At least the way I do it, it's not the best way. But if I introduce, so I have this transmission and I have this code layer, and I could maybe the SSS first. I think what could help is that having some kind of organic bump on that code. So if I look into like a kind of organic marble, wait, I need actually bump map. Or like there's a lot of these texture input. There's a lot of the Grayscale Gorilla, like they have a lot of new plastics, and I feel like those materials could work really well because like what I've noticed, like when I was working with them this week, they have really good, when you get close, they have like a little warps, And that could create, you know, in a large scale, it could create that feeling of the kind of soft overlay. But I'm just not sure if the SSS would do. We need to try that. Also, like that code can have its own roughness, which if we plug the map into roughness of that code, that could also you know, lead to. So if I just open the materials colored plastic, where is it? Where is it? Colorful plastic. So these materials are very similar. Like if you look at this one, for example, and I don't know if I can make it larger. It's very, it might be the one that we are looking for. Even if I like can replace it. Okay. That's interesting as well. I'll definitely play with those Access is back from the shower. Maybe Access will know what needs to be done next. I think like overall, did I move the... Overall, I'm kind of happy with how this looks. But we still need that additional layer of depth. So it's either creating more depth by tuning in the proper values of those flakes, or then add in thickness. And now we come back to that thickness node. Yeah. Maxim is like, what is this smile about? You can't look at it. You can't watch it. You can't watch this disaster. Oh, you're far too kind, my friend. You're too kind. We're still solving like one little detail of getting that Rivian, like a depth of, you know, like that code overlay. Or maybe that's just another kind of transmission plastic. So if I would do just, if I would do colorful plastic and take this one, for example. Well, let's take something colorless, fine wrinkle. Nope. Plastic fine. Okay, let's do this or this. Yeah, something less wrinkly. Let's do this and apply it to our car. And then do the transmission on it. And less reflections. This is almost like, I'm gonna share the shader with you guys, and I'm be interesting, but I really like the way it behaves. It really does awesome effect. So I think that's it for today, and we'll resume tomorrow. I'll play with it tomorrow a little bit, and then we just keep going. I will share the shader with you. I'll upload it to the Gumroad now, and you can guys download it and play with it yourself. And thank you so much for joining the stream again, because I really appreciate that, and I am very lucky to have you guys hanging out with me on Friday. And I mean it, because like I realize, you could be doing anything, but you choosing to stay with me and hang out with me and work on stuff with me, and usually just all the time helping me. So I really appreciate that. So thank you so much, and I'll see you probably tomorrow. I think I will stream, in 2 days in a row.